Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is episode 50 of the podcast. That's right, episode 50. And if you have been here since the beginning, I want to thank you so much. Like, you guys have no idea what that means to me, how much that means to me. And if you if you've come along the way, and you're listening to this right now, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate everybody who tunes in. It's been a lot of work, but it has been no doubt probably the most rewarding thing that I've been able to do is having these incredible conversations with these incredible people that have taught me so much about life. So, as I was toying with what I wanted to do for the 50th episode, I decided, I was like, do I want to get a specific guest? Do I want to do a recap of all 50 episodes? What do I want to do? And I really started to stress myself out about it because I didn't know what I wanted to do for the 50th episode. And I was making a huge deal out of it, which I really didn't need to do. So I just began to write down things that I've learned about life and things I've learned about myself through 50 episodes that I thought would be beneficial to share with you all. And so that's what I did. I chose the 7 things that I've learned about life through 50 episodes that I think are going to be hugely beneficial to anyone listening right now. By the way, I don't want to leave out anybody who I had on the podcast. I took something away from every single podcast episode, from every single guest. It was just going to be really hard to go back and deconstruct 50 episodes and break it down at this point in time. Maybe that's something I can do in the future, but at this point in time, I just want to say that every single person brought something new, brought something different to the table, and gave me a new perspective on life. So I want to thank all of my guests, first off, for everything that they've done for me, and in turn, also providing value for all of you as well. Because I'm in this process, I'm learning with all of you guys, and it has been an incredible journey, like I said. So, number one, there's no such thing as an overnight success. And this is something that Gary Vee has talked about, and I really had some good conversations with some of the guests I've had on. There's no such thing as an overnight success. Every overnight success was 10 to 15 years of incredibly hard work and dedication and sacrifice. And it's the little things that you do every single day, and it's keeping your mind sharp, it's keeping your vision clear, and it's just focusing on where you want to go and where you want to be. Because I will be honest, there were days where I didn't always want to record a podcast, didn't always want to put in the work. But ultimately, I do have big plans for this podcast, and you guys will hear more about that in the future, in the coming weeks and months here. But you're not gonna there's very few people that become overnight successes, and I think TikTok has maybe made that reality a little bit unrealistic, in the sense, or made it seem like it's a little bit more possible. But truly, you talk to anybody successful, there's no such thing as an overnight success. And achieving something great does not come without hard work, ambition, and the ability to battle through adversity. Adversity is always going to come, but it's how you handle that adversity and keep moving forward. That's how you're going to determine your success in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever it may be. You just have to do those things, keep your eyes focused and your mind focused on your mission and your vision, and that's going to take you where you need to go or where you want to be. Second thing is, the more you give, the more you receive, and that ultimately is the law of reciprocity. The Go Giver is a great book that talks about this, and we are always looking to connect with people, sometimes for the wrong reasons, though, if that makes sense. So, for example, if you message somebody and say, hey, I would love to pick your brain if I could get 5 minutes, you're not very likely to get a response there. But if you're able to bring that person some sort of value, and the more you give without wanting to receive, the more the universe is going to give back to you. So being willing to not do everything for money at first, being willing to give your time, to give your expertise, to just provide a little bit of value, build some credibility for yourself. And it just feels good. Like, the more you give, Like I said, the more you give, the more you receive. Try to find more ways where you're able to give. Third thing is you have to overcome your fear of being judged and your fear of failure. That is something that holds true and hits home for me, and is a big reason why I have not done some of the things that I've put on paper and have been trying to do, or have been reluctant to post a video or a podcast or whatever it may be, is because of that fear of failure and the fear of judgment of what other people may think. And that's the main reason why I didn't start this podcast. I had this in the works. I was brainstorming this for at least a year and a half before I finally decided to do it. And ultimately, I don't think I started it because I was afraid of what my friends were going to think. And I was afraid of what my family was going to think. And here's the thing, they ended up being, obviously, there's going to be some people who don't support you or who make fun of you. And that's because they're dealing with their own insecurities. But the people who truly care about you really want to see you succeed. And they're going to be happy for you. And they're not going to judge you. But ultimately, there are going to be people in this world that judge you. And you just need to get over that fact and just be okay with knowing that you're going to be judged, knowing that not everybody's going to like you, not everybody's going to find value in what you're doing. And those people are dealing with their own insecurities. So you just have to get over that fear of failure and judgment and step out of your comfort zone, because that's where life begins. Life truly does begin once you step outside of your comfort zone. Number 4 is that there's value in sharing your story and your struggles with the world. No matter what you may be going through, and you may think you're all alone, you're not. There's so many people out there who are struggling with the same things that you are, whether it be financial struggles, anxiety, depression, and other forms of mental health, fatigue, struggles with relationship with food, relationships in general, whatever it may be. There's always somebody out there who's going to be going through something similar, and you never know what kind of people you're going to be able to connect with and talk through these struggles and connect with people, unless you decide to share your story and share your struggles. Because honestly, like, if you're posting on social media and you're only posting the great things or the good things or the triumphs that are happening in your life, those aren't relatable. Okay, like, struggles and other things are more relatable, and it shows people that whatever they're going through, they can see you getting through it. So they know that they're going to be able to go through it as well. So sharing your struggles, sharing your story, sharing the steps that you took to get from one place to another, that is where the value is. There's value in sharing your story, people. Come on, we all have our own unique stories. And while you may not think that your life's that exciting, or you may not think that people care about what you have to say or your story, they do. And especially because you are a relatable person. You're not some incredibly successful entrepreneur or actor or somebody who they can't get a hold of. No, you are somebody that generally cares about your following and your followers, the people that are involved in your life. Those are the ones that are going to be super loyal to you at first, and they want to see this vulnerable side of you. People are more drawn to vulnerability, and that's definitely something that I need to work on, is being more vulnerable and sharing my story, sharing my struggles. Because when I have opened up and done that, I've had people reach out to me who have gone through similar things, and we've been able to hop on phone calls, hop on Zoom calls, meet up in person even, and talk it out and have some great conversations. It's sharing your story is probably, I would say, the best thing that you can do, not only for yourself, to have kind of that weight lifted off your chest and off your back, but it also provides so much value to others that you may not realize at first. So keep that in mind. Number 5, you don't have to have it all figured out right now. That is something that I'm still struggling with, and I really struggle to compare with comparing myself to other people's success in the podcast space or the social media space or the athletic space or the fitness space, whatever it is. There's always people, not always, but 99.999% of the time, in whatever you're doing, there's going to be more people who are who have accomplished more than you. But chances are they were once in your position, and they weren't naturally born to be the best, I don't know, motocross driver is the first thing that popped to my mind on the planet. No. First thing, they just hopped on a dirt bike and they may have crashed and they may have failed, but they put in the hours, they put in the time, and they didn't have it all figured out at one time. They continued to work on their craft, work on their skill, get tips from people, do the things daily. Going back to, number one is there's no such thing as an overnight success, and this reigns true. This ties into number five, which is you don't have to have it all figured out right now. You can test the water, be the ultimate taster, try out different things, continue to just compound success over time, do the things daily that ultimately will snowball into bringing you where you want to go. Be in it for the long haul. you know why would you want just the end product? Why would you not want the journey? That is one thing that I have gotten from so many guests, is that who have achieved great things, was like, man, if I could go back, I would do it all again, because I didn't realize that the process, that the journey, was where I really found the most gratification, where I really found the most fulfillment, and where I really learned the most about myself, about life, about anything. So being in it for the long haul, being okay with not having it figured out, and knowing that one day you're going to get there if you just keep moving forward. As long as you don't stop, that's the only way you fail. As long as you keep moving forward, you're eventually going to get to where you want to go. Sixth thing is that most people want to and are willing to help if you just ask. Like I've mentioned before, if there's something you want to do, or there's somebody who has achieved something similar to what you want to do, let's say, for example, that somebody has their own fitness YouTube channel, and they are up to like 100,000 subscribers, and they're making a couple videos a week, and you are just like, man, I wish I could be like them. I wish I could accomplish what they've accomplished. First of all, why would you want to be them? Why would you want to not go through and have your own authentic and genuine journey and process? Right. So that just goes back to what I was just saying in number five. Yes, these people are doing something similar to what you want to do, or what you may think you want to do. Why not just reach out to them? Reach out to them, ask them, first of all, try to provide some value in some way, shape, or form. What can I provide to you that will make it more enticing for them to respond to you? And also, pro tip, sending voice DMs or video DMs on social media platforms is way more likely to hit than just copy and pasting a message that you wrote up in your notes, is what I've come to know. But most people are willing to and want to help people. Okay. So obviously, if you direct message LeBron James and ask him how you can become the next LeBron James, it's not very likely that that's going to happen, due to a lot of things, both physical, mental, and uh, you get what I'm saying here, people. But there, if you can go on Instagram, you can go on LinkedIn, you can go on Twitter, you can search a hashtag, you can search trending, you can go on the explore page, and you can find somebody who is maybe playing basketball overseas as a professional, or somebody who's making a living on YouTube or a social media platform creating that kind of content, or is a coach, of a skills coach or a strength and conditioning coach, whatever it may be. Those people are going to be willing to help you, and they're trying to build their own credibility. So the more people they can help, and the more people you can the way you can implement that and refer people back to them, that's going to build their credibility. So most people are willing to and want to help you, but you just have to be willing to ask. And guess what? The worst they can say is no. And as I'm saying this, I'm like preaching to myself as well, because I still I preach this, and I do utilize this, and I do this in my life, but I don't do it enough. So as I'm talking to all of you guys, I'm also talking to myself as well. So just know that I'm on this journey with you guys, right? It's constantly learning, constantly growing, and constantly evolving. Number seven, and this is by far the most important thing and most valuable thing I've learned over the past year. And that is that your mind is the strongest most valuable tool that you have. And what I've learned about life in the past year is that if you don't have a strong mindset, you're not going to get very far in life. And there are so many resources out there where you are able to learn how to strengthen your mindset. There's videos, there's podcasts, there's books, there's audiobooks, there's webinars. There are so many things. All you have to do is go on Google and search, how do I strengthen my mind? And the book that changed my life in the past year was Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And if you've listened to a good chunk of the episodes that I've done over the past year, since reading that book last fall, I have had conversations about the book with many people. And it reigns true for everybody is that your mind really is, it can be your greatest asset or it can be your biggest detriment. So on one hand, if you continually work to do new things, to try new things, to step out of your comfort zone, to be willing to fail, you're going to strengthen your mind. But if you don't, on the other hand, if you don't read, if you don't curate the content that you see on your timeline to things that are going to help you, if you don't surround yourself with good people who have strong mindsets and who want to achieve great things, you're going to have a weak mindset. So you have to do these things daily. And some of the things that I've done daily to strengthen my mindset over the past year are: one, meditating and doing guided breathing meditations every single day. It clears my mind and it gets me ready for the day. I didn't think I was going to go back to school and play football, but now luckily I am going to be able to do that. But I started running for distance daily or a couple times a week, and it was really hard because being a football player, I was not an endurance athlete. But training my mind to say, you know what, this sucks, but I'm going to do it because it's uncomfortable and my mind is stronger. Because if I can get past this barrier of, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, if I can break through that barrier in running, then I can do that in anything. So just keep that in mind and always, always, always be in the pursuit of strengthening your mind daily. So to recap, the 7 things that I have learned about life through 50 episodes are: one, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Achieving something truly great does not come without hard work, ambition, and the ability to battle through adversity. 2, the more you give, the more you receive. 3, you have to overcome your fear of judgment and failure. 4, there's value in sharing your story and your struggles. 5, you don't have to have it all figured out. 6, most people want to and are willing to help you out. And 7, continue to develop and strengthen your mindset each and every day. Stay ambitious, and you will eventually get where you want to go. It might not be tomorrow. It may not be next week. It may not be next year. It may not be in 5 years, but you can just grasp some of these 7 things, try to implement them into your life in some way, shape, or form. You will be steps and steps ahead of where you were prior, and you're going to be on your way to achieving great things in this life and getting to where you ultimately want to be, deserve to be, should be, because life is a beautiful, beautiful journey. And while it may not seem like that at times, it truly is. There truly are some incredible people out there. And I want to thank everybody, guests, listeners, everybody who has been a part of this journey over the past 50 episodes and almost a year. I cannot wait to see where this goes, and I cannot wait to bring you more interviews, more content, and try to help you stay ambitious and achieve the great things in life that you were set out to do. Okay, that sums it up for episode 50. Hope you guys have an incredible day. I hope you took some value away from this, and I hope you can go out there, crush your goals, achieve everything that you want in life. And if I can be a part of that journey, reach out to me. I'd love to help. All right, everybody. Thanks so much, as always, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Peace.